I'm shifting the agency. No, I'm not going to add on an extra half day of my time.
What if we do a top-down shot of you on the floor?
Scope creep. If you run a creative business, you probably know about the pain I'm talking about. Projects spiraling out of control, endless revisions, and clients just always asking for that one extra thing. Today, I'm breaking down what scope creep is, how to actually handle it like a pro, and why having clear boundaries can save your business. Okay guys, we are heading to work right now. I got a late start to the day. It's about 12 p.m., but I have been finally putting my home office together. Super stoked with how everything is turning out. Later this afternoon, I do have a happy hour with one of my biggest clients that are based in the UK, US. They're a cat food brand that is in all the biggest, pet stores like PetSmarts, Petco, grocery stores, Chewy online. They're coming in town for a holiday party, but we're meeting up for a happy hour session to just kind of talk shop, meet some of their newer team members, and just to connect in person. I would just highly recommend, if you're able to meet your clients in person, being able to just have a drink with your clients is always a good way to just network and have some fun. Okay, so let's define scope creep. So it's when like an initial agreement. So whatever you had signed in the contract, the initial agreement that you guys agreed upon for that, all the deliverables. Scope creeping is when you go beyond that. When you start to add on a couple of different deliverables, a couple of different add-ons that weren't agreed on. And it's making all those tiny little revisions or, changes without adjusting the budget or adjusting the timeline. To make it sound very relatable, think about one of your current projects right now. And then you guys agreed on, let's say, a $4,000 project to do an e-commerce shoot, and deliverables were 3 video ads and 10 studio images. I'm going to keep it very basic. Scope creeping is when clients start to add on a little bit of things here and there. They could maybe be like, hey, could you send me over an extra 10-second, teaser video I could post on stories or post on social? Or while you're at it, could you add on an extra 10 lifestyle images with the models? Or maybe it's, you included 2 models, but they ask for 3. Little revisions like that without proper adjustments to the budget is what scope creeping is. And at the end of the day, scope creeping isn't all on the clients. It's on us as the creatives for, most importantly, not setting boundaries. And it's maybe because we're not confident in our services. Maybe we're more on the timid and shy side, so we let clients step all over us. I've been in those shoes where I maybe let clients get away with 1 or 2 things, and it leads to a shit ton of content and extra deliverables where I didn't get compensated. And now I feel some sort of resentment to that project and to that client, not because of them, maybe they didn't know, but because of me, because I didn't set my boundaries. Okay, so let's dive into some real examples of how I personally would respond to a client when they start to scope creep. One example I want to give is one of my clients a few months ago. They asked for an additional 15-second video for their project. This is very normal when clients start to ask for a little bit, here and there, and it starts to pile up. But I know how to handle it perfectly for different scenarios. So let's start with number 1 is I offer a complimentary, but I let them know that it does come in additional cost. If they decide to do that in the future, it will cost XYZ. So the only situation where I would probably do this is if the actual cost of that deliverable is very small and maybe like under $300 for me to do. It might be some revisions, an extra deliverable, or an extra format that I would have to export the video in, maybe a few extra images, something that's very small that I'm like, okay, I'm okay with giving that away for free or complimentary. Just let them know that it's going to come at a cost in the future. And this only happens the very first time, and it's only with new clients and projects that we want to prove our worth to, which we don't really need to because they came to us. But I want to start that relationship very good, and I don't want to really nickel and dime them. When it's a very small change, I'm okay to take that on as a business owner only once, that very first time. The second one is probably my favorite. It's when a revision or an add-on or that ask might be still very small, maybe like under $750 worth. What I like to do is I offer that complimentary in exchange for something that brings value to my agency and to my business. So if a client asks for an additional like 20 images or something like that, something very small that brings a lot of value to their business, but I'm willing to exchange it for free, only in exchange for like a video testimonial or a Google review. So this is a win-win scenario. Your client leaves you a Google review, a 5-star review, speaks highly of your company and their whole experience with you in a very honest way. This gives me social proof for my agency when other people look at our Google reviews and wants to move forward with us. Okay, we have a bunch of 5-star reviews with a bunch of people talking highly of us. In exchange, they're gonna get those free lifestyle images. So it's a win-win. They get what they want to grow their business. I get what I want. That brings a lot of value to my agency, and we just call it that. When I'm able to tie that Google review and ask for that and tie it to something where I over-delivered in exchange for something, those are the best types of reviews we personally get. Versus sending out a link to a Google review at the end of each project in hopes your clients fulfill it. Most of the time, they might say they will, but they don't really care or have any incentive to. But if I were to give them something in return, then it's a win-win scenario. Number 3 is simply by associating that extra scope of work with a cost. So I can let them know, okay, those extra 20 images will be $750. Let me know if that's in your investment to add this on. We'd be happy to take that on. So they could either go 2 ways. Be like, number 1, okay, that makes sense. I understand now that it's gonna cost extra. We do need those images, so let's add that on, send me the invoice and I'll get it paid. Number 2, they'll be like, okay, that's way too out of budget. We're not wanting to do that and it doesn't make sense right now. However they respond, you just agree with it. You let them know, okay, perfect. You want to move forward with that? Here's the invoice, get it paid, we'll get started. And if they say no, then you just simply don't add those extra deliverables. And number 4 is if a client just kind of keeps pushing you to do those deliverables and they don't want to compensate you for it, there's so much power when you just simply say no. And that might seem harder than it is. For me, it was, I think I was always a yes man as a business owner because I didn't want to make the client feel unsatisfied. I didn't want to, let them down. So I would always say yes to any extra deliverables when I was first starting out in my career because I didn't want to lose out on that project. I didn't want to lose that client. I wanted to retain them. And I thought that I would needed to do whatever they said in order to keep them on. But that simply isn't true. There's so much power when you just say no to an ask, especially when that ask is way too out of scope and it's something like, oh, could we add on an extra half day to our production? And they don't want to pay for it. No, I'm not going to add on an extra half day of my time if it doesn't make sense for me as an agency owner. That comes at a cost. My time is valuable and they should know that as well. So if they don't want to pay you for that huge ask that they're asking for and it's way too out of scope, just simply start saying no and you're going to be way less stressed because you didn't take on that extra scope of work while not getting compensated for it. From experience, all of this just comes down to open communication and full transparency with your clients. The more you're able to talk them through the process, to talk them through that, okay, what you're asking for cost an additional XYZ because our post-production team is going to have to spend an extra full day culling through the footage, cutting these pieces together and do all this work for this ask that you're asking for. That's why there's a charge associated to that ask. And a lot of the times, clients probably just don't know how much work goes into what they're, asking for those add-ons or deliverables. It's up to you as a business owner to educate them, to talk them through that process, to let them know that it comes at an additional cost because if you don't, and you take it on, you just build so much resentment for that project, for that client, where it's your fault because you weren't vocal, because you didn't communicate with them. So if you had one big takeaway from this YouTube video you're watching now, communicate with your clients because that's what it comes down to. And stand your ground as a business owner. Don't be a yes man. Obviously, we're trying to find ways to make our clients happy, but at what cost? If it's costing you a lot of your time that's not in the current project scope or in the contract because you just simply said yes to 10 different things that stacked up for this one client, you're just gonna hate that project. And all of that could have been avoided if you said no, or if you were just communicating with that client that it came at an additional cost. So stand your ground as a creative business owner. That's what it comes down to.
He's lagging. Oh, look at the Jeep on the built. Sure, look at you, guy. What's up, bro?
What you got set up?
We were doing a North Star Bison.
Didn't ask. What do you got on TV? That's not my podcast. Weird.
Bro, come on. Our old days. How's everybody doing? Welcome to Gordon's Vlog. Is the vlog?
Come in, my friend.
What's up? He's got some boxes. There it is.
What's up? I saw your car. I think I scared myself more than I scared you. All right, I don't think I am starting a prank YouTube channel anytime soon.
Tell you the man face.
Fire on you.
You what?
Fire.
Fire on me?
Yeah.
What's good, guys? We are heading to the gym. It is the next day, heading to the gym before we head to the office. Got a busy pre-production day, and I'll catch you guys up with how we plan out some productions. Have a couple new connections I've been networking with, and that should lead to more opportunities for retainer partnerships and just, you know, brands that we would love to align ourselves with. I'm shifting the agency. Instead of taking on big projects, random clients that maybe I don't really align too much with, but maybe pay well, I would love to attract more of my dream clients like I always talk about. And that doesn't necessarily mean clients who pay a lot if I don't feel a lot of passion for the project or for the brand, or I don't align myself with them. So my goal this year is to only work on, or mostly work on, projects that I truly believe in the brand and really want to help them scale and grow while making good money doing it. That is a path I see the agency going in, and saying no to a lot of projects. Long story short, picking up John right now, and we're gonna head to the gym. We got Chris in the building. We are brainstorming for some Creative Business Lab ad ideas right now. We got some scripts written out. We're gonna try to make this look a lot catchier than normal, because usually I was filming all of them myself. So with Chris's help, he's gonna put his magic touch to it.
The why 90% of creative stuck, broken, burnt out. I can already see you, like, we can do, well, if we do a top-down shot of you on the floor,
Whoa,
get like a top.
hello. Now let's talk about protecting your time. As a creative business owner, things can get busy, and you might lose track of when you can shoot your own content. Having content for not only maybe your own video ads for your agency, but also your personal brand. So time blocking is super crucial in order to get that content in. For me, typically I'll block off about an hour every other day during the week. Sometimes a little bit more depending on the week if we're super busy with productions or not, but that ensures I get a lot of social content out for my personal brand, ads out for my ads for my personal brand, and then ads for the agency, because not only is it good for brand awareness, but it's good to stay relevant. And for me personally, if I don't block off time to film content, it'll never get done. All right, guys, this is gonna wrap up this video, and let me know what you guys think in the comments of this new video style. What I'm trying to do here is have a core topic for the main video, but while I'm educating and giving away valuable tips, I kind of want to sprinkle in some vlog concepts and show you guys what my daily life kind of looks like, and keep it more fun and engaging while still keeping it educational. Still playing around with it, not sure, you know, what you guys want to see, so it'd be super helpful to get some feedback in the comments below. If you guys do love the content and you guys want to see more of it, feel free to like and subscribe to the channel, because that's just going to help with the algorithm and hopefully reach some more creatives who I could hopefully inspire and help out. But I appreciate all of you guys who are watching these videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.